Howdy everybody, welcome back to the mobile RPG tutorial for GameMaker Studio. Remember, we are working on this tutorial in tandem with Heartbeast, who on his channel has a Godot version of this same tutorial. There are a few differences, so enjoy watching both series if you want to find some things that you could do to improve or change your version. But if you want to learn about how to make this on GameMaker, come to my tutorial. If you want to learn about Godot, go to Heartbeast. So let's get cracking. Today we are going to add two last things to our game to make it fully functional. We're going to add the text box here at the bottom, and we're also going to add a progress indicator up here at the top. And the progress indicator is my custom bit, while the text box is something that Heartbeast also came up with. So let's turn off that mock-up here and get us started. To get started on making the text box at the bottom, we just need to come over here to Object Stat Box, right-click, and duplicate. We are going to give this a new name. Object, let's see here, we'll give it Object Information Box. Sounds good. We got a create event, draw event. We're not going to need all this stuff used here for the draw event because we only have one cell, so we don't need to figure out all this extra spacing information and everything, but we do need to keep those offsets. So we'll take everything down to there off, take off that. Don't need this either. And I don't think we're going to really need too much of this either, but we'll come back to it in a second here. To get us started though, we are going to want to add an X start position is equal to -2. Y start is equal to 137. And X equals X start. Y is equal to Y start. And drag the information box into the room. Well, that's the wrong layer. Make sure you're on instances. And I'll zoom this in. Okay, so now we have our text color. For width, we want 94. And for height, we want 23. We'll keep our border and our padding, but we don't need rows and columns. Now coming back to the draw event, we do need to keep drawing our 9-slice text box at our width and height. Make sure we get our C width, but we don't need the columns bit. We don't need the rows bit. And we don't need, this is X plus padding plus borders, we don't need the C width part. Because we are drawing from the top left, not from the center middle. So, speaking of which, make that FA left and FA top. Have our text color, our X and Y offsets. Draw text EXT would be CX. Everything should be the same here. And last but not least, we want to, well, you don't necessarily need to do this unless you really, this is just for positioning your text properly. Draw underscore sprite underscore EXT. Sprite underscore pixel. 0 underscore CX underscore CY 1 1 0 C underscore red and 1. And there we go. So let's take a look at what happens when we start up our game. Make sure our text is blank. Don't want to try start it up and then there's no text. So here we go. This should be where our our text draws, and it should fill into our text box. So let's actually give it some text to draw. So for this, we're going to have to jump around between a bunch of different objects here. So let's go over to our attack button. Buttons, object attack. Come into the create event. We're going to need description. It's equal to rusty blade \n +5 DMG. \n is a return, so this will be the first line, this will be the second line. The \n won't show up when you actually display stuff. Let's go over to our heal button real quick. Again, same thing. Create event. Description _ is equal to minor Kira \n +5 HP. There we go. We also, let's go over to our enemies, object rat. And currently we're not inheriting anything, so we'll just inherit event. And again, description _ is equal to sewer rat \n eats garbage and \n young adventurers. Sounds good. And you could probably make some scripts for automatically handling the backslashes and stuff, but this works well enough to just put them in manually. So now that we have some descriptions for different things, we need to figure out how to get that description into our text box. So how do we do that? Come back to our parent button. In the step event, we have all this code for detecting when a mouse event has happened, when a mouse is checking it is over or under or whatever. So we're going to add a little bit of extra code into the code here. If mouse hover, currently we're just doing sprite _index equals sprite _hover, but we also want to change our code in our text box. Object information box dot text _ is equal to description. There we go. And that's fairly easy. Just make it so that our information is now the text box information. And we can do the same thing with the enemy. So let me find the code over here. Ah, yes. Put it into the step event. If position _ meeting device _ mouse _ x 0 device _ mouse _ y 0 parent _ enemy, then object information _ box dot text _ is equal to description. There we go. So the reason why I'm putting it here in the step event instead of in the state event is because I wanted to be able to execute this code no matter what state the player object, what the enemy object is in. So let's give it a check. Okay. Sword. Now we can see our sword information. Mine Akira. And oh, this guy here, he doesn't have any description. So we should probably actually give it a default over in the parent button. Description _ is equal to blank. And same thing with the parent enemy. There we go. So now that we can display some text for our enemies and our buttons and stuff, next up we want to create that progress bar for our dungeon dive here. So let's go over to our miscellaneous objects here. We're going to create a new object underscore progress underscore tracker. And we'll zoom back in here, get our code, add a create event, and add a draw event. In the create event, we are going to give it a X start and a Y start. We're going to center it in the middle of the room. Y start is equal to 2. So it's slightly down from the top. X is equal to X start. Y is equal to Y start. And how many enemies do we face? So you remember from the last time we created a enemy system here. And our grid fills in with object rat throughout the entirety of the first level here. So we are going to do. So var I equals 0 and repeat ds underscore grid underscore width global dot level dot underscore dat do stuff. So what we're going to do here is figure out how many enemies are on a level. So you could have 8 enemies on one level and then you could have 12 enemies on the next, but as long as you fill in the blank spots on each row with the value no one. So if global dot level underscore dat pound I global dot current underscore level is equal to no one, break. So we're basically saying, okay, count up. So I plus plus, don't forget that. We're saying count up each time there's an actual entry in the level data, and if we reach a point where there's no more enemies, aka when you hit no one, then stop counting up, and we'll make that our total underscore enemies. Drawing vars spacing underscore is equal to 7, major underscore circle underscore size underscore is equal to 2, minor underscore circle underscore size underscore is equal to 1, width underscore is equal to total hate it when I accidentally hit that button on accident, the hide all button. So width is equal to 2. That's why I was trying. No, wait. Width is equal to total underscore enemies underscore minus 1 times spacing underscore. So that's how wide it should be. And height underscore is equal to 2. And progress underscore is equal to global dot current underscore monster minus 1 times spacing underscore and offset. So it's underscore is equal to x minus width underscore divided by 2 minus 1. And this will center our drawing position for our progress bar so it appears exactly in the center of the room. So let's draw it. We're going to want to draw two things. We're going to have a bound region background, and here we're going to add some color. We want a white background, and draw a rectangle behind circles, because we're going to have a bunch of circles connected by a line. So we draw a rectangle behind the circles to pretend to be the line. Draw underscore sprite underscore stretched sprite underscore pixel 0 xx underscore y width underscore and height underscore, and draw circles for enemies for var I equals 0. I is less than total underscore enemies I plus plus. Draw underscore circle xx underscore plus spacing underscore times I y measure circle size false. End region. And done. Secondly, foreground, we have text color again, C underscore gray. Draw a rectangle behind the circles. We're going to do this again. Let's draw a sprite XX, and instead of being Y, we're going to do Y plus 0.75. Oh yeah, we're going to use the ext function here because we need to shrink down the size of this pixel to subpixel sizes. So we have sprite subimage x y plus 0.75. We want to offset it slightly. Width, height, color. Oh yeah, instead of width and height, we are going to use progress underscore and 0.5. Color to be C underscore gray, just like the text color, and 1 for our alpha. Draw enemies for our circles defeated. And we use this, except instead of that, we use global.current underscore monster. And xx plus spacing times I, y minus circle size. And false. So let's throw this into the game. Make sure you're on instance layer and throw in a progress tracker. Let's give it a try, see what happens. And there we go. Let's try killing this guy, see what happens. Alright, one more try. And pow, he's dead. We got a new enemy right there, and We are going places. However, you can't really see the progress bar that should be right there. I don't know why. It was working last time I tried it, and for whatever reason, it doesn't seem to want to work anymore. By the way, this is only big enough for about 3 lines here, so don't make anything longer than 3 lines. For the rectangle, let's see here. We want to draw it as XX 0.5, height 0.5. Let's put it back to 1. I was using 0.5 because if you use let's make this do 30 damage so we can kill the enemy real quick. Pow, you're dead. And still not visible. Y plus 0.75 XX. Progress underscore would be the width. Let's give it a width of 30 for no reason and a height of 1. Yeah, there it is. Just for some reason it wasn't getting a actual width. Go with the current monster -1 times, oh, that's because I'm not updating it. That'd be why. So let's undo that. Pick the 0.5. You need to update your progress. Kill you. And there we go. Now we got a nice little bar connecting our 2 dots. Alright, well thank you everybody for joining me on this adventure as we made this GMS RPG tutorial, and I hope you enjoyed it. It's lots of fun to program, and good luck with your future programming.